let's talk about this assessment. Now, when I get somebody to go into an overhead squat assessment, this is exactly what I do. Ready? I say, okay, now here's what I want you to do. I want you to stand right here in front of me. And then I stand exactly the way I want them to stand, and I tell them to mirror me. So stand here with your feet straight ahead. Now I'm standing with my feet about hip to shoulder width apart. I don't like to go too wide, but I certainly don't want them to be incredibly narrow. So hip width apart is really if you go to where your ASISs are, those bony notches on the front of your pelvis, then I like to align that either the center of my feet, if I drew a line straight down, or the instep of my feet. Now, if I say shoulder width apart, I'm not talking about deltoids. Now, some of these people are super jacked and their deltoids go really far out. So they look like they're doing sumo squats if they're deltoid width apart. I'm talking about shoulder joint, which is really not that wide, not that far wider than hip width apart. But I like to give them a little bit of range and they can work with. But here's the thing, feet straight ahead, second and third toe straight ahead, not the big toe straight ahead, because some people's big toes are a little out to the side, So we're going to keep the center of the foot straight, second and third toe straight. If I'm on a pair of skis, you are on the same pair of skis facing me completely straight ahead. They do not turn out. And then we look at a neutral foot and ankle. So neutral foot, we're going straight ahead. Neutral ankle, do a little inversion, a little bit eversion, find your center point. Neutral hips, anterior, posterior tip, find your neutral, find your in between. And then we take the arms up overhead. Now, I get the question a lot about what position do the palms go in. I usually go up and the blade of my hands are pointing straight ahead. But some people will hold a dowel overhead, which is also great and gives you another view of the dowel, which is like a rod. And that rod gives you an idea if something's a little bit cattywampus as well. And so if they're holding on to that and the palms are straight ahead, then some people go, well, should it be palms forward or should it be the blade of the hand forward? So the palms facing each other while their arms are up overhead. And so a couple of things. One, your arms are almost in a Y position. So they're not straight overhead. They're kind of in a Y, like YMCA chant, where you throw the arms up in a Y position. Not too wide and not straight overhead, just a nice Y position. Blade of the hand or palm of the hand, which one faces forward? Well, here's the thing. That's usually the only change if I go overhead is that's a movement. I'm showing the movement for those watching on Facebook or the YouTube channel. That's a radio ulnar movement. There's almost zero movement coming from my actual shoulder joint from internal or external rotation. So here's the thing. It doesn't really matter that much. It doesn't matter that much because it's just radio ulnar, supination or pronation as you go into that. And then, so once we get that all kind of set up, they line your feet up with me, neutral position. All right. Arms up overhead. And then I say, now you stay right there and watch me squat. All right. And I'll go and I'll do a few squats and they look spectacular, by the way. I wish, right? It's like brushing your teeth. That is something that you just continually work at because you're repeatedly given things to work on when you can check your movement patterns.